In this Eternal Return video, we watch Sleepdrops, a Titan rank hard made duo with a Magnus to play one of the most deadly combos in the game right now.
Hart goes over the wall with the E, and this does so much damage to Rossi. Rossi already down to 40% health. Magnus now trying to get in on this fight. He uses his ult. Rossi without play on his E, and now an E back from Hart, and that's going to be Rossi going down after the stun.
Here's the build and the ID. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Let's go.
You guys have been asking me for some Hart gameplay. You've been asking me for some duo gameplay, so we've got both at once. Yes, this is a Hart Magnus duo. The Hart is played by a guy that goes by the name Sleepdrops. That's the direct translation, so it could actually be eye drops. I'm not really sure. He's going to be skilling his E first, but he's going to be maxing his Q first, then his E, then his W, and finally his passive. Guys, as always, get points in your ultimate when possible. It's the most important thing. It's a duos game, so you're going to see that the skill order and the item build does have two items that you don't really find on the routes. You're just going to have to kind of figure that out, but this is more adaptive to play Hart Magnus duos. This is how you'd want to do it, more or less. We can't really see where the Magnus is right now. He hyperlooped to somewhere that looks like archery range, but we can see Hart, and she's leaving the iron ball. What? Surely he has to take that, and then he's moving on now. So forest is not necessarily a region that you're supposed to be in per se. The actual route goes from hospital to chapel to beach to hotel. It's a 4-part route, but he goes into forest, and primarily to help him finish the golden pickup. Golden pickup being the guitar, so you add some gold to the golden pickup, and that's going to give you you add gold to your starter guitar, and that's going to give you your golden pickup. Now also going to be building the repaired slippers. Repaired slippers are great because in this build you're actually building glacial shoes on Hart. Yes, so Sleepdrops prefers to play Hart as a skill amp character. Going to be finishing the Stairway to Heaven now off of the humbucker. Stairway to Heaven, funny enough, we were just talking about skill amp. It gives you 20% skill amp. It gives you some cooldown reduction. It gives you hectic amounts of HP regen, 200% HP regen, and then it gives you tons of attack as well. And they're going to be cutting off this Nadine. He uses his E to engage, just going to be using more E's, and the spin to win from the Magnus after the stun will be the death sentence for the Nadine, and that's the first kill for the duo. Very good performance. Magnus chasing her all the way from archery into this region and getting the free kill onto the Nadine early. That's going to help them even later on because there is going to be a player ratting around in the game. They've taken out a threat for sure. So as you can see, the evolution points that you do when you're playing the skill amp build that I was telling you guys about, you put 2 into your E. Your E of course gives you extra skill amp once you use it if you've got evolution points in it. And then your Q gives you a slow. Very, very powerful. The Enad build puts more points into the passive. It puts its evolution points into the passive and the Q. Whereas here you're putting them into your E and your Q. Your Q seems to be your most useful utility because being able to slow off of your Q is very powerful. It helps Hart's chase potential, and it also helps her kite out of very dangerous situations. Of course, with her E, she can do a lot of kiting and chasing down. Very scary character when played correctly, Hart. And now he's just going to be building leather armor, which doesn't actually fall into his build. I wonder why. His build is more the rocker jacket. That's why he had to get the iron balls. Just going to be taking the bear. Him and Magnus are a little bit separated. Magnus coming in from the other part of beach, but I don't think it will be too much of a big deal. They do seem to be alone here. Magnus on the console, just activating it. You see, when you're a team, you can kind of flank into the region. You can come in from 2 different entrances from the region, as long as you kind of have an idea that that area that you're going to be entering is more or less safe for you to walk in. You guys can enter from 2 different regions. If there's someone in between you, you pretty much get a free kill. He's going to be getting that bear. Finds meteorites off that. That's always great to be getting some of those big RNG items in a duos match. Meteorites, of course, can build into the cabana, which isn't bad on a skill amp Hart, I think he could actually justify building the Cabana. Of course, 22% skill amp coming off of Cabana. It's a very powerful item. Also gives you around 36 defense. Alright, so Magnus and him are just going to be porting into this region now, into hotel. Very careful about face checking this bush. They do it together. And now just walking into forest. Okay, so Hart is pretty much full build. They're going to contest the Tree of Life stack that's spawning here. Does have Force Core though. Force Core going to be pretty useful. 19 seconds left on this Tree of Life spawn. And it's going to help Hart build the glacial. So they are here first, getting ready for a fight. There is some people walking up. There's an Aya there walking up from Chapel, and this will be a fight. The stun's gonna come through, and the E getting that extra skill amp, the spin to win, and Aya has no chance. Just face checks a bush and suffers for it. ISO pulling through. ISO, I think the teammate of Aya. Let's see what they can do. No, it's an ISO and a lead Dylan combo here. They also gonna be trying to burst down this Aya. Sorry guys, my camera cut, so you're just gonna have to listen to my voice. Okay, so they are contesting the Tree of Life. Of course, this Tree of Life stack is going to be going on to ISO. ISO is the person who's going to be using it for his Laurel Wreath here. So being contested by Lee Dylan and ISO, and now Hart and Magnus, they're going to want to fight over this. This is definitely an objective. Lee Dylan going in, and so much damage from Magnus and Hart coming on to Lee Dylan. Pretty much blow her up. Magnus also pretty low, got 20% health left. I saw trying to regen the lead Dylan, using traps to play this really well. So much damage out onto Hart, onto Sleepdrops as he's called. And now Lennox in the region, going to make this a bit more complicated for everyone. Lennox now going to want to be contesting this as well. And Hart and Magnus get to rest here. And it looks like Lee Dylan taken out. The Aya's back up. Lennox managed to get the resurrect, but now the E coming out and they burst down Lennox, and now Aya probably going to be falling down trying to turn the fight, but she's just not going to have enough damage. Already used her W and she will be falling, and that's two teams out. Great eliminations by Hart and Magnus here. Just going to be able to build the Cabana off this. That's so big. Cabana and Glacial Shoes going to be coming out here because the Tree of Life can be contested. But now even more players in this region. Only 6 players left in total. And the game will probably be ending around this Tree of Life. Such a highly contested item. And the E coming out. Extra skill amp coming out as well. He's trying to throw out the Qs as well to hit the Jackie there. And now Tree of Life stack's going to be gotten by Hart here. That's really great for them. As soon as he gets stone, he's going to be able to make Glacial Shoes. Gets the stone. And now Glacial Shoes are going to be coming out. This is the item that they were contesting for. Everyone was fighting for this Tree of Life stack. Very, very big that they got it. Now has the option of making some heated stone. Maybe getting some fish so he can make some baked carp. And boom, the Glacial Shoes are out, and that's an exact upgrade for the Stray Jacket sneakers. Just going to be throwing those things on the floor there. Very happy to take that. 3 teams left, I'm assuming. So it looks like our 3 teams left are a Yuki Jackie and a Rossi Adriana. Of course, Rossi and Adriana could both be ratting the game out. Solo players that got their teammates killed, but I don't think that's the case. Alright, so the Hyperloop now going to be taken by Hart and Magnus. They are Hyperlooping into Pond here. Big Carp going to be coming through. Oh no, no stone. So no Big Carp going to be coming through. No heated stone. Oh, the Hyperloop coming out from Yuki, and that's the worst place it could have possibly been. The slow from the Q now landing from Hart. Magnus already used his ult trying to engage the Q again from Hart, and it's not enough. Yuki gets away with his E, and that's going to be the end of that. Very terrible place for Yuki to port into. And Yuki and Jackie are playing that menacing duo sword Jackie Yuki build that just one-shots people around the map. It's really, really oppressive. If you get jumped on by both of them at once, you lose your health so quickly. that it just becomes a 1v2, and they manage to win those. Two very strong characters. So now Hart going to just be doing all of the fishing for the team. Think at some point we'll need to pick up some stones so he can cook all of this food that he's getting. There's the stone, and now heated stone going to be coming through, and a lot of baked carp. I don't normally talk about food items, but I thought I'd just explain food items a bit. Baked carp gives you 600 HP regen over 15 seconds, which isn't too bad, but it's on the lower side for your blue items in terms of food. It does give you 2 stacks in total when you cook it, so not bad. Not a bad item actually. Just searches this bush with these Q, nothing there. Going to be getting more heated stone for more baked carp here. Going to be sharing it with Magnus. The upper tier of food items is when you start getting to stuff like fried fish and fish cutlet. Fish cutlet is what I called fried fish most of the time. Just thought for this video I'd actually explain it properly. It's fish cutlet, and fish cutlet is going to be giving you like 700 HP. And then when you combine fish cutlet and french fries together, they give you this item called fish and chips. They give you 2 stacks of it, and fish and chips regens around 900 of your HP in the small amount of time it's up. There's going to be a wicker line here, and this is going to be a free wick for them. No one here in the region to contest. This is great. And the stuns, even the weapon skill coming out onto Wick from Magnus. He's just going to be rotating on her, spinning like a Beyblade. And let's see what they actually take off her. And of course, Hart going to be getting nothing off of the Wick as expected. I'm more curious as to what Magnus gets. Oh, he drops some remote mines. So he probably took the force core, built some remote mines. And those are going to be more useful on Hart around the last console. So they are trying to get prepared for that last battle. Maybe they fight 2 teams. Maybe the other teams make it easier for them by eliminating one of the other teams. Or they might have to eliminate both of the remaining teams here. It's going to be very interesting to see. I would give the advantage right now, the way the teams look. I would actually give it slightly to this Magnus Hart combo. They've got a very sick combo where you can use your Hart's R, so your ultimate, and you can make people dance while Magnus spins to win on them and just does a ton of damage. So that combo is always going to be very dangerous and a threat. They're searching hotel. Maybe this will be the last region. We won't know for the next 20 seconds. But they're getting their vision down early, just using a Q to check the bush here. Now pathing towards the wolf. Going to be taking these, just getting that XP. They've already got vision in the region, so might as well just clear this stuff up. Take everything on the map, go to the next wolves. I love how they're so efficient that they know that it's more likely for other teams to path through the entrances. So they go and take the farm or the camps that's closer to the entrances first. So when those other people come in, it's less likely for them to get it. Whereas if they start on this side, it's more likely that the other team can get those camps and get extra XP. And that extra XP could win fights. So just small differences here. The levels look like they have a level lead, but they'll have to actually encounter them again to see the levels here. Yuki and Jackie, their levels looking like level 10 and 12. I'm sure that's not accurate right now. And we'll just have to see what levels they're on. But right now, levels are important. XP is important. And just getting vision, maintaining it amongst these regions. I'm not sure if they also path into Uptown after this, just clearing the map, trying to get vision in Uptown as well, so they can see everything. I think that's the move, guys. Yeah, so the move, path into Uptown, get vision in Uptown as well. So you've got vision in all 3 of the regions, and you're safer for your late game. Okay, also clearing the surveillance cameras of other teams. That's one interesting thing about them so far. They don't seem to have a lot of surveillance cameras onto Hart. Magnus seems to be the person who's holding on to them, which makes sense because he's going to be the one who's face checking as the tankier character here. This chicken's going to get roasted by the guitar strings. the music of death. Just searching every bush here, just searching everything they can. Ghost towns, most of these regions. Very interesting to see that there's no other players here. And finally, they bump into the Adriana Rossi. That is a combo of players, as suspected. So now, Rossi and Adriana seem to not want to handshake this fight. They are kiting this back. And Rossi here, by doing that, she's exposed herself. Adriana going to be throwing that out to the W combo and throwing some more W's just to create a zone which is hard to walk past. And the Q lands from Magnus there. And now there's a Jackie and Yuki in the region. They want this engage, the Magnus and the Hart, and they're fishing for it here. But Adriana doing well to just zone out Sleepdrops here and Magnus from getting the engage. But they're going to be going for it. Magnus should have his ult, going to be throwing another Q, and it connects onto Adriana. All of a sudden, Adriana in a lot of trouble. She has to use her ult just to kite. Got another stack of her ult here, and the next Q from Magnus does not land. So that's going to be the end of it after the Adriana E. So Adriana now kind of safe, but I think Adriana and Rossi will be split up here. Okay, so they're going to be establishing vision in this area now, just looking for the other two. And they pinging that they cannot see what's going on here. The Rossi and Adriana are back together. Ward is going to be cleared here. Adriana trying to zone with her R and her W. And Hart goes over the wall with the E. And this does so much damage to Rossi. Rossi already down to 40% health. Magnus now trying to get in on this fight. He uses his ult. Rossi without play on his E. And now an E back from Hart. And that's going to be Rossi going down after the stun. And now vision going to be cleared here. And Adriana trying to do so much damage. We have no idea where Yuki and Jackie are, but they're just trying to burst the Adriana down on time. Magnus in trouble here. He's getting so much damage. And the Hart with the ult to save the Magnus right on time. And Magnus does so much damage at the end here. And he nukes down the Jackie. It's going to be a 1v1. Yuki versus Hart at the end here. Hart doing so much damage here. Sleepdrops dodges out on the ult. And that's going to be the game. Surely Yuki has to come back in here, and ease from the Hart just ends that. Once he missed the ult, it was over. What a game by Sleepdrops at the end there. What a fight. That was so insane. That 3-team fight was big. Huge pop off by the Magnus and the Hart there, especially that ult at the end. Sleepdrops played that out of his mind. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been your boy Loy Meets World. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'm out. Peace.